Hello YouTubers, this is Lats, and today I have a video update for the MQ7 Krypton mod and the MQ7 Leia mod. I wasn't planning on making a video to go along with this update, but I've got quite a few additions piled up and some fixes, and I also wanted to make this video because we've got some pretty big changes to the write list view, especially with the media case update to it. So I wanted to show that in a video instead of just posting pictures. So let's go ahead and get into it. The additions. The first one is there's a new reboot to internal option for those of you that used LibreElec. I've been getting some requests to add this control to the skin, but I wasn't sure exactly how it worked because I don't have a system available to test this with. But a few of you said that it does work, so I went ahead and added this. And there's two ways that you can go about this. So if you bring up your context menu, you go down to system menu, you see you have the option under shutdown reboot to internal. So that's one way to add or to reboot to internal. Another way is to add a submenu item. You see here reboot to Android, and that does not it's not going to display when you install this update, but the option to turn that on is in your customize main menu, and then you go to shutdown, go to left to go to its submenu. You can see it's been added, so that was empty before. So you'll see empty, and then you're going to replace this menu with options on the right, and then if you go up, it'll take you down to the bottom of the list, and in your shutdown options you see reboot to internal, so that will add that button to your submenu under shutdown. Alright, the next addition is the artwork beef get artwork buttons, and those are in the top menu. If you remember, back when we had artwork downloader, you had these buttons down at the bottom of the collection change view options to solo mode, GUI mode. You could run all these with artwork downloader, and of course artwork downloader is no longer available, so I changed all of the buttons to use artwork beef instead. So I'll show you an example. If you run the solo mode, it goes out and there's no artwork updated. I've got the artwork already downloaded for this, but it would go out and get more artwork if you need, if it was missing. You can run the GUI mode, which will bring up the individual artwork that you can change. So there's four options there to run artwork downloader or artwork beef. You can also, in the context menu, there used to be these two buttons for artwork downloader. Now they work with artwork beef as well. Okay, the next addition. This has to do with artwork beef as well, concerning extra fan art. Artwork beef handles this differently than artwork downloader did. If you remember, I'll show you an example. Let's go to this movie here, 3 Days to Kill. So you see, artwork downloader created an extra fan art subfolder under the movie and placed the images inside that if you downloaded them locally. Well, artwork beef handles that, like I said, a little differently. I'll show you one that I've got here for Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So you see, it places the fan art in the movie folder itself. It does not create that subfolder, extra fan art. So the when you turn on extra fan art under art, it does not see these pictures, these images that have been downloaded. So I added another button, and there was some code on the artwork beef page that told you, kind of helped you out how to make this work. I adapted it to the skin and added this button for AB fan art. So if you turn that on, and we'll go down, let's go down to that movie, Captain America Winter Soldier. So you're going to see these images now. They're on, I believe, a 5-second delay, so you can see them scroll through and it'll fade to those 5 images. And you can get more. This is all depending on your artwork beef settings. So let's go look at that real quick, show you what I'm talking about. Most of y'all probably know, but for those that don't, you can see what I'm talking about. So you look at TV shows, you see that I have it set to download 1 poster, no key art, and 5 fan art images for TV shows. For movies, I have 5 poster, 5 key art, and 5 fan art. So those are your those 5 fan art images for that movie that you saw that were fading through those. And the key art I have set to 5. That's going to come into play here on the right list view. Key art, for those that may not know, is just the movie poster without any text. It's picture only. So like I said, we'll get into that when we talk more about the right list view changes. Okay, we get back out of here. The next addition, there was a request to add the auto completion for virtual keyboard add-on, and its add some support for that in the skin, and I do have that working now. So let's go to movies, and up at the top we'll do a search. So let's say we'll search for Captain America. You can see as you start typing that the autocomplete works. Down at the bottom it fills in options. So if you scroll down to the bottom of your keyboard here, any of these buttons, when you go down past that, you go down from any of those, you can see that it takes you to the auto completion. So say we were searching for Captain America, you hit that and it auto fills that in for you. So like I said, any of these will take you down to your autocomplete. And there I found a couple of different add-ons. One was plug-in and one was called a something else for auto completion. The one you want is the plug-in. In fact, I'll just show you the name of it right now. And there it is right there, plugin.program.autocompletion. That's the one you want to be able to get this functionality. And I believe I added who asked for that. Oh, the user Kobe Boy asked for that, and thank you for that request. That looks really nice on the skin now for that autocomplete. Okay, the next change or next addition was character art. So I had character art available for movies. Character art is on the right list view. Character art will now display for TV shows as well on the right list view. There you see it just faded in there, and it will scroll if you have multiple, just like movies, multiple character art. It will scroll through those. All right, let's see. Okay, so the next edition, we're in right list, so we'll go ahead and talk about that. We'll go to movies, and this is the right list view. So you see the media case on the left. This is using very similar code that Codyflix does, just in a larger scale for the media case, and it is independent from Codyflix. If you change the media case here, it does not change on Codyflix. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you have use media cases enabled. If you click on the DVD cases, it opens up a pop-up just like Codyflix did, but like I said, it's independent. So you can change to the DVD cases or the colored cases, and we'll leave it clear cases. I kind of like the way those look in the larger scale. So you see this one has clear cases turned on. Oh, didn't mean to go out. So if we switch to Codyflix, you'll see it's using a different case. So they are, like I said, independent of each other. So let's go ahead and go back to right list. Now there is also an option like Cody Flicks, to open the case. If you turn that on, it doesn't. It will open the case, but the disc animation. Right now, I'm still tweaking that to try to make this function a little better. So let's go up. You'll see the animation work the way it's supposed to now. So you get the rotation of the disc, and then it will close again, and then your disc art slides out when it's done. So, like I said, it's working, but when you turn it on after you're in the view, you have to switch to another movie to make it all look the way it's supposed to. Okay, another option. So we'll talk about the key art now. So you can change. I've got three options for your case art. You can show just the poster, or key art, and also extra key art. So we'll go ahead and change the case art to key art, and you see that, like I said, it's just the poster without any text. And you also, once you turn key art on, you also have an option to show the movie logo. I called it the key art logo. So you'll see there down at the bottom. You can turn that, and you see the animation. Like I said, it's not. I'm still working on some of this animation. It shouldn't open up by itself like that, but you can turn that on or off with the key art logo. And then the third option, like I said, is extra key art. If you have multiple key art, where I told it to download, remember the 5 images, it will scroll through these 5 key art images that it's downloaded. So we'll go back and make it refresh so it shows the animation correctly. Show you that one more time. So you see the clear art, or the clear case, you can see back behind. You can see some of the fan art coming through the back of the case. It's all transparent, which is, I just think it looks nice. But you can switch between those three just like Cody Flicks. And I believe that is all the additions. Yes. Yep. Okay. So that's all for the right list view for now. There may be some other things coming. I want to appreciate, or thank you to the user Chris6 for providing a lot of this code. I kind of expanded on it to get a little more functionality, but he provided a lot of this code, and I appreciate that, Chris6. Thank you. Okay, what is next? We talked about the right list view. Okay, the last addition that I have. Oh no, okay, we just talked about it, the show key art and the extra key art. Okay, that's all the additions. Moving on to the fixes. So let's go to dialogue, the video info page. So you see, this movie is not in the top 250. That top 250 logo is not showing down at the underneath IMDb. But if it was, the text for the awards, it was running into, it was bleeding over into that. And you can see the fix that I have here, that the awards text is smaller, so it drops down the text, so it's not bleeding into the top 250 information. So that was the fix for that. The next fix, I removed the button from the options menu under skin settings. It was called Get Artwork Automatic. That only worked with Artwork Downloader. We're not using it anymore, so I went ahead and removed that option. And the next fix, this is for Leia. It was reported that someone was having trouble installing the new update to the new version of the skin, and turns out that the ROM collection browser, there's a new version of that it requires to install. So I updated that in addon.xml to version 2.1.3. So you shouldn't have any problems when this next release of the skin comes out. You should be able to install it for those that are installing for the first time. Okay, the next fix is download subtitle. So the pop-up window for subtitles let's go into Leia because I have the subtitle. Oh, I guess I need to start Cody. Let's start up Cody here in Leia, and I'll show you the change I made to the subtitle pop-up. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll start a movie, and I'll pause it, go into the subtitles, and download subtitle. So we'll open that up. So before I made these changes, you couldn't see. It was hard to see all of the subtitle options because it was semi-transparent. You saw some of the fan art bleeding through this window. You see it's still searching. It should pull up a list of subtitles here once it finishes. Come on, here we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. There's no transparency. You can see all of the text and the images just fine. So that it does look a lot better. And this is the same on Krypton as well. It will look just like this. And someone reported this. Who was it? MB 1968. I think he was the first one that reported the problem, and then also the user Stone T actually suggested that we just do away with any of the transparency. I changed it to where it was less transparent, but you could still see some bleeding through. So I changed it now to where there's just no transparency. You just get the images that way. You can see everything just fine. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is live TV. We'll go ahead and stop this and get out of here. So we'll go down to live TV in the menu, and you see now that live TV, the listing, it behaves the same way as your others like music or TV shows. When you have library, when you update your library and it actually has content, it will kind of slide the listing for the main menu item up a little bit. You see concerts is empty, so it's farther down on the screen right above the menu bar. But TV shows, it has the library status, so it has to slide up a little. It doesn't come down as far. So you see live TV now behaves the same way. If you add channels, it will slide up a little bit to show the channels and how many channels have been added. Another thing with live TV with Leia, you see over on the right all the channel numbers. It was not displaying on Leia. I fixed that. And the last thing on the live TV, when you entered a channel, and this behaves differently with Leia than it did with Krypton. So we'll go back. Let's go back to Krypton, and we'll go to and this that the channels library status displays on Krypton too. So we'll go to live TV and the channels list here. So we'll type 33. So with Krypton, it opened up this little pop-up dialog where you can type in the channel and then click done, and it will go to that channel. However, with Leia, the behavior is a little different. So, and I'm mimicking estuary on Leia. So when you type in a channel now with Leia, so let's say we'll go to 45, the channel what you're typing displays. So I hit 4, delayed there. So we'll go to 45. You see 45, and it goes to 45. So that little pop-up window is not there. It just displays the channel that you want to look for in the big numbers there in the middle of the screen. And I believe that was reported by the user, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Gamaru or Gamaru. I want to appreciate him reporting that bug, and I've got all those fixes already. Okay, the next fix, this is under the top menu. So let's go back to movies. and the top menu. So this button here, personalized media flags bar, uh, when you clicked on that, it was not taking you where it should. It should take you to right here, the colors, where you can change the color of the media flags bar or the color of the media flags themselves. I believe it was taking you to themes instead of colors. So that was a little fix I had to put in play there. All right, what's the next one? Next, live TV, the media flags. Sorry, I got a list going here. I'm trying to make sure I cover everything. Oh, the next one was a problem with layout 4 of movie or music, and I will show you that fix. So let's go to a song here, and I'll show you. So let's change. Let's pause the song, and we'll change to layout 4. So the artist, in the text of the artist and the logo were both displaying here. Uh, I never noticed that before. I didn't really use layout 4 very often, but that was a bug, and the user DW2014 reported that, and I appreciate him reporting that bug. So that is now fixed. Go ahead and stop that. Okay, the next fix, uh, another with music player as well. There was a problem with the default lyrics. If you turned off your lyrics, it was actually still displaying the standard lyrics, even when you said no lyrics in your settings. And I never noticed that before. I've been using video lyrics for so long now. I haven't used the regular lyrics in quite a while and never noticed that. But the user Genix or Ginix, not sure how you pronounce Jinux, he reported that bug. I want to thank him or her for that. The next fix, let's see, what do we got after that? The description information. Oh, okay. For service settings and games. So let's go to settings. This is Krypton and Leia, but the games is for Krypton only. So I never noticed this either, but with service settings, it was saying something on the you see over to the right on the bottom little description window down there. It was talking about something about your photo albums or something, had nothing to do with the service settings. So that's been a problem for a long time, and I never noticed it before. But it was reported the other day. Who reported that? Bruce Banner on the forum reported this bug, and he also provided most of the fixes for this as well to make this look right. He provided the new text down there on the bottom for this, and also games. You can see now we have a better game description, and I found this picture online the other day. I was trying to find a good games picture, and I found this was kind of humorous, using some Street Fighter with Pac-Man combined on this image. So this is fixed, and also for the service settings, this is fixed in Krypton as well. These both will look the same, Leia and Krypton. So again, thank you to Bruce Banner for that fix. Let's see, we got two more. The top art. Okay, so there was I don't know if anyone remembers, quite a while back with movies, if you went to your information page, up on the top, the top left, it was displaying the text and the logo or the banner or clear art, whichever you had chosen. it was displaying both of them, I believe, at the same time, and it took me a long time to get that fixed, but I did finally get that fixed, and this ties to the setting right here. Logo as title on top, or show original title. So when you click one, it toggles the other off. Well, I forgot all about there. This was part of the media info mod that a couple of years ago that this was introduced to MQ7. But I updated it, changed a bunch of the code, but I didn't change the code for some of the other files. So your dialogue full screen, your video OSD, and the dialogue seek bar pages, that was still broke. It wasn't showing your images. It would show the title, but it wouldn't show any of the artwork. So that is now fixed. In fact, I'll go ahead and I'll show you an example here. We'll start the movie. So now you see up top here, you get whatever you have chosen for your dialogue top art right here. So that logo, we'll switch it over to banner and start the movie again. Well, that's going to make a liar out of me. Let's go back here and change that. Oh, I'm sorry, not dialogue top art, the full screen top art. So we'll change that to banner. And now it shows the banner. So whatever you set that image to on the full screen top art, it will display. And also for TV shows as well, I forgot about the TV shows, but that will work on TV shows as well. And there was something else. What was the last fix? It had to do with this as well. Oh, I added some more code to display just the title as text. If your logo, clear art, or your banner was missing from any of those files, it will revert back and just show your title. Even if you have the logo enabled, just like your dialogue video info screen did. And I don't know if I said yet, the user uh, Genix. I don't know if I think I've mentioned him before. Yeah, I did on another with the default lyrics not showing. Genix, or however you pronounce that. I appreciate it reporting that bug, and we've got that fixed. Okay, the last thing, I've got four maintenance listings here. So I adjusted the position of the Metacritic logo and the score in your video info screen. So we'll go back in there to information. And I just centered it better. The Metacritic logo and the rating, they were off. I think it was kind of moved, slid over to the right. It wasn't centered very well, so I tried to center that a little better, just for aesthetics, I guess. And let's see, the next maintenance. I adjusted the size of the Codeflix options in the top menu, so that all of your options are available. Let's go ahead and switch to Codeflix and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right there, all of your Codeflix options. That drop down was a lot smaller than this. So when you got down at the bottom, you had to scroll through a few of them to reach the bottom of the list. But now you can go all the way down, and then it will reset to the top, just to make that a little easier to navigate. Okay, let's see the next maintenance. I adjusted the size of the logo on a handful of views. It would display either the title or logo as title, depending on that setting again. And it is now the same size as the logo on the top of the video info screen. And let's just show what was the one of the views that this user Cold Toft, I think that's how you say that, KOLDTOFT, he requested that I change the size of that, and I think it was it Showcase? I believe it was Showcase that had the, yeah. So up on the top left there, you see the logo. It was kind of small. It was a little smaller than it should have been, but it matches the same size as the video info screen when you display those. So thank you to Cold Toft for that request. And the last maintenance that I have in views, the right list view. So let's go back to Krypton so I can show you better what I'm talking about. We'll get into movies and right list. So before, this was set as a fixed list. So on the list, when you scroll down just a few, it would start scrolling from the bottom, moving your movies up, scrolling through the list. But I changed that. The user Stone T made this request, and then the user MB1968 provided that change to keep that list from scrolling until you reach the bottom. So it's now just list instead of a fixed list. So you see when we get down to the bottom, it will then start scrolling through your list. So I want to appreciate both of them for that little change. And I believe that is it. Yep, that's the bottom of the list. All right, guys, thanks for suffering through this with me. Like I said, I just wanted to make this video to show, got quite a few things going on with this update, especially the right list view. I'll get this posted. I'm going to take a break from updates for a little while. I've had a handful of requests on the forum and on YouTube to provide a full kind of how-to guide on the skin with Krypton and Leia. They're both, pretty similar. A few new additions to Leia. So I'll probably do this with Leia since that's the new released version available. But it's going to go from scratch, from initial how to install the skin, how to get everything set up. I know a lot of guys have had some problems with metadata and artwork beef. I just want to try to cover as much as I can to get everybody going. Hopefully that video I'm going to make will help those that are having trouble. Maybe you see something in the video that you missed, and it'll get you going with your metadata or your artwork. Like I said, I'm gonna take a little break and make a list of everything that I think I need to cover to get someone going 100% on this skin. I know there's a lot of options, a lot of new things that I'm adding all the time to this skin, and some of y'all just may not be aware of it. So, like I said, take a little break. I'm going to make this video and just try to help some of you guys out. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, post below, post in the forum. Appreciate it. God bless. Y'all take care. Bye. Okay, before you go, I forgot I didn't show you the new Up Next service that's available on Leia. So let's go over to Leia, and you'll see on the update for Leia there are 4 new files you have available in here: script dash up next, and these 4 different options. And then on your settings, you can turn this on, turn the developer mode on to get a preview of what these windows are going to look like. So from the add-on, go to the configure and down to the developer options, and you can enable that developer mode, and you can scroll through these 4 preview windows. I'm going to show you the Up Next, and these are, I custom made these to look like the MQ7 skin. The default ones didn't look, they looked okay, but these are custom made for MQ7. And all you have to do to get this preview of what it's going to look like, just start a video. It doesn't matter, TV show or movie. So we'll start a movie, and that's what your pop-up is going to look like. Now you see it actually opens 3 of these up when you open this preview, so that gray behind Watch Now will not be there. I'll show you what it's really going to look like. This is what it will look like. So there's what up next is, and you'll see kind of the countdown on that play button in the middle of the landscape image. I believe that's what that is, but you can see the clock kind of counting down, the circle ticking away there, and then it'll restart. So depending on what your settings are, we'll get into that. Go back and look at the add-on settings. Configure. So right there you can tell it the number of seconds before the end to show the notification. So I have mine set up at 60 seconds, so that's when the pop-up will show. And then I believe the countdown, that little play button with the countdown, won't start until 30 seconds. So let's go, and I'll show you one more of these. We'll watch the look at the still watching pop-up. It's pretty similar, just has a few other items that show. We'll start that. So there you go, asking if you're still there, and then you continue watching. There's the countdown, and you see the play icon with counting down the every second. And again, this shows 3 of them, so this is what it really looks like. Nothing, no gray behind the continue watching. So there's your up next service, and that was the only thing I forgot to talk about. Just wanted to show that as well. All right, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.